Yo, what is up, everybody? It is your boy, BeaverAce777. We are back at again with another video. Today's video, we're doing a collection video of all my airplanes, all the planes I have in my collection, and man, it's incredible to see how much it's grown in the past year. Probably about how I will probably have 70 planes on this airport right now, or 60. So yeah, let's get started with my biggest fleet of United Airlines. So starting with United. We have a United 747-200 in its battleship gray livery. This was a livery that United Airlines had back in the 90s and the mid 2000s before they got the tulip livery, which was used in the late 2000s, and then the Continental livery. And then we have a United 747 in the Continental colors, and then another 747 in Continental colors. This was retired with this livery in 2017. And then we have 3 or 4 United 777 in the Continental colors, and this one is a Continental 777 in its airline livery. Continental had this livery for about 30 years, and then they got passed on by United when it was merged back in 2012. And then starting with United's most newest livery, we have a 777-200 in the new colors, and a 787 new colors, and a 737-900ER new colors. And then starting with American Airlines, so starting with two American 767 in the old colors, in the chrome colors. Me personally, I like more the chrome, because I just love how the colors look on the livery, and it represents America really well. And then starting with the new colors, the new livery, right here we have 3 American 777 new colors, and then we have one of the most interesting airplanes that's in the American fleet. We have an American A350. This plane doesn't exist. It's just a fictional model that Darren made, but it's a really nice model to have, and this plane is really rare really rare. And then starting with Delta, so we got 2 767s, and then a 757, and then an A350, and then a 767-400ER by Gemini Jets. It looks like a 777-300, but it's actually a 767. Because Boeing had the 777, and they decided to add another 767. The 777 layout, like the wings, they look like a 777-300, but it's a really nice airplane to have. That one. And then we got a 777. Then we have an airline that doesn't exist, but it got merged with Delta, a Northwest 747-400 in the Boeing shoe colors. This was a livery that was used back in the 1990s, in the mid 2000s. And they got another livery, and then they got merged with Delta in 2010. Then starting with Southwest, we got 2 737s in the Heart livery, and as you can see, the color right here got faded. This used to be a red, but it just got turned into an orange due to the humidity or the water made it change the color on that one. And here's the second 737 from Southwest I have. And then we got a Southwest 737-800 in the Freedom One colors. And it's just a beautiful model. And it's just a United States flag on the aircraft, throughout the aircraft, and the Southwest tail. It's a really nice model. And then starting with Alaska, we got a 737 MAX 9 in the Orca livery, and a 737 in the regular livery. And then starting with their low cost and ultra low cost airline collection. So starting, we have a JetBlue A320 in the Blueberry's tail. Then we got the Spirit A320 in the Bear Fair livery, or known as the Banana livery. Then we got a Frontier A320 in the Jaguar tail. Then we got an Allegiant A320 in the older colors. And then starting with Hawaiian, we got a A330 in the new colors, and an A330 in the old colors. And starting with the Boeing House collection. So starting, we have a 787 Dreamliner, and then we got the most newest plane that's going to be produced by Boeing. Oh, it's already produced, but it's not delivered yet to airlines. It is the Boeing 777X, or the 777-9X. And then we got an Air Force One 747, or known as the President's plane. It's a really cool airplane. And then starting with our little Pan Am fleet. So starting, we have a Pan Am 747 in the most up-to-date livery before Pan Am got bankrupt, and then they had this livery, this in the 1970s and mid 80s, and then they got this one in 1980s and the mid 1990s. And then this is the new livery, and this is the old livery in the Pan Am DC-10. And then starting with the cargo. So starting, we have a UPS 747 in new colors. And then we got a FedEx 777. And we got an Omni Air 757. This is a really rare model from Gemini Jets. This is a really old model, released back in 2008. So I got this plane for very cheap, $20. It's a good deal because this plane is so rare. And I'm not sure if it's still in stock in the airplane shop, but this plane is super rare, and it's a really cool model. And then starting with our Canadian collection, starting with Air Canada. Got an Air Canada 777 in the new colors with the black. And then we got Air Canada 777 in the mint livery, or known as the old color, the old livery. Then we got WestJet. So we got a WestJet 737 without winglets in the old livery. That plane is very, very rare to be found, to find. And then we got a WestJet 787 in the new colors. And then starting with our South American and Caribbean fleet. So starting with one of my most rarest planes I have. So we have a TAM A330 in the old colors. This is a really rare model. It's a really nice one. The colors are really good on that one. And then we got a LATAM 787, which is a very big South American airline. I was able to fly with this airline back in a few months back, when I was in Colombia. It's a good airline to fly in domestic or long haul, because LATAM, they have different branches. They have LATAM Colombia, LATAM Brazil, LATAM Chile, LATAM Peru, and they're one of the largest airlines in South America. And then we have a Caribbean Airlines 737, and we got a Copa Airlines 737, and then we got Aeromexico 787. And then starting with our international European collection. So we have a Jet2 737, which is a low-cost airline in the UK, and they fly to Europe. And then we got an Aer Lingus A330 in the new colors from Ireland. And then starting with British Airways, was probably one of my biggest fleets from the international branch. So starting, we have a 747-200 in the Landor, and we got another 747 in the Landor colors. And then a 747-400. This livery was used in the mid 1980s and the 1990s, and then they got the Chatham Dockyard livery in 1997, and the Project Utopia with different world tails. So starting with this livery, we got a British Airways 747. We got two of them in the Chatham Dockyard livery, and yeah, it's really good. I like the tails from that one. But sadly, this plane is retired. British Airways operated the 747 for many years. They operated the Classic and then the 400, and then that was the last. And they were one of the biggest carriers to have the 747, the 400 especially. But they operated them for many years, and they flew across the world. But it's retired, and they got replaced with more efficient planes like the A350 and the 777. And then we got the A380, one of the last 4-engine planes in British Airways fleet. This plane was grounded in the pandemic, but it now flies. It flies nobody thought that the A380 was gonna come back into service after the pandemic, as everybody was afraid that it was gonna go retired. And most of the airlines retired the A380, but not British Airways or the other airlines we'll see at the A380. Then we got a 787 Dreamliner from British Airways, and then we got the British Airways Concorde. This is like the competitor for the Sub 47, because the Sub 47 went across the Atlantic in 7 hours, but the Concorde go across in 3 hours. And many airlines were going to order the Concorde, but they went for the 747 instead, because it was more cheaper and we can carry more passengers. And then starting with our Air France Concorde fleet. So we got 2 Air France Concordes. This is the newer version because it has some white things that come out from the engines. And we got another Concorde, but the older version, because it just has black. And we got another Concorde. This is a really old version, really old, from Skymarks. I got this back in 2012 or 2013. That one. It was one of my first planes that I ever got in my collection, and then I got more planes. And then we got the Air France Concorde from Postage Stamp Models. It's a really nice one. It's a very interesting mold. It's just a 1/350 scale, not a regular 1/400 scale. And it's unfortunately broken. The landing gear came off, all except for the side gear. I tried to re-glue it, but there's some glue right there on the wing. But it's a really nice model to have. And then we have a beautiful KLM 787 Dreamliner in the beautiful blue livery. It's a really beautiful livery. And then starting with Lufthansa, one of my first GenMiJet models I ever got. A Lufthansa A340-300 from GenMiJets. Got that back in the airplane shop in 2021, so about 2 years I had this one. That's a really nice one. And then got a Lufthansa A350. And then we got a Swiss A340. Then an Iberia A350. And then an Alitalia A330 that got transferred to ITA Airways because Alitalia doesn't exist anymore because of the financial situation with Alitalia, so that airline doesn't exist anymore. And then we got a Turkish Airlines 777, starting with our Asian and Middle Eastern collection. And we got 2 Emirates A380s, one of the biggest airlines to have the A380 in the fleet. They're slowly starting to retire them, but it's going to take many years to retire them. And then we got an airplane that's going to eventually exist with Emirates, a 777X, to replace the A380. We got an Etihad 787, and we got an El Al 787. This one is another big airline from the Middle East and the United Arab Emirates. And then this El Al is from Israel, the airline. And then starting with our Asian collection, so we got Thai A350 from Thailand. And we got a beautiful Japan Airlines 747 from Phoenix. That's a really nice one. And then starting with our Pacific Oceania airline fleet, we got Qantas A3 in the old colors. And as you can see, the wingtip is missing because it broke. I don't know if I broke, unfortunately, so it just has one wingtip. And then we got an Air New Zealand 787. This plane, the 787 from Air New Zealand, can do long flights like to New York, Houston, and Los Angeles. And this can do the New York to Auckland flight in just 17 hours. It's really incredible that a 787 can do. The 787 can do that range from Air New Zealand. And Air New Zealand have to be really careful when to manage the weight, because there's not a lot of fuel. They need a lot of fuel to go across the globe in order to do the non-stop flight, or else if it has too much passengers, they'll have to stop to refuel. And then starting with our Skymarks collection. So starting, we have the beautiful Air France 777-200ER from Skymarks in 1/200 scale. This is this is my smallest Skymarks model I have in the collection. It's really nice. It's really nice. It's in the new livery. I really want to find a old livery 777-200, either in this in 1/200 or just in 1/400 scale. And then we have a Hawaiian 767 300 ER into 1/150 scale. And as you can see, the rear stabilizer just came off. It was broken, and because it fell, I had it somewhere in my old house before I moved in this one in 2018. I had it somewhere not secure, and it fell, and this right here came off, unfortunately. Then we got a British Airways A350-1000 by Skymarks. I got this plane in Spain back in 2022. It's a really nice model. It's really nice. And then one of my most favorite planes I have in the collection is the Pan Am 747-100. It's just a really nice model. I really love the 747 and the Pan Am livery. It represents it really well, and the plane is really good. And if you're a 747 collector, get this one. I recommend if you get this one and the other 747s I have in my collection. And then lastly, we have, that wasn't the end, guys, you may think, but no, we have some really special planes. We got Cessnas. So a relative of mine gave me these for Christmas a few years ago in 2020, and he had these for 40 years from Matchbox. And then these planes were super rare. So starting, we have a Pipper Cherokee, or Pipper, and we got two orange Cessna 172s, and then we got a seaplane, a Cessna 210, and then lastly, oh no, it's not the last. And then we got a Disney Parks 747 in the 2018 livery. I got this plane at Disney Springs a few years ago. It's a really nice livery. And then we got a Southwest 737, the Canyon Blue. This is also one of my first planes I ever got in my collection. Yeah, as you can see, it's pretty broken. Rear stabilizers came off, are completely gone, and the nose gear is gone. I have another Southwest 737 Canyon Blue, but it's also broken. And then our last plane we have is the Delta 767. I got this back in 2012 or 2013, and this plane is extremely damaged. I mean, look, the paint is all gone, and the tail is completely beat up, and the right wing there is broken. So yeah, that wraps up with all my collection. That wraps up with all my collection of planes. It's just incredible how many planes are here on the airport right now, including on the airport with the terminal. It's really cool and really incredible how far I've come to get all these planes, and how much my collection has grown in the past few years. And there's the second layout over there. So we're gonna do our tail shots now. So yeah, guys, that wraps up with the collection video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will be doing another video of the airport on Saturday or so, of the airport update, and I will see you guys then. Bye. Peace out.